Taki. And with JuubiTaz part 2, his reaction stream, I guess that's what we're doing. JuubiTaz, what's up?
What up, boys?
Hey, it's the man, the boy, the legend, the dude! Not in that order, but yeah.
No, only in that order.
Only in that
Okay, let's see. Have you guys seen my pain video?
Wow. You know, when it comes to pain around here, there's a lot of pain to go around. I'll definitely say that.
Fine, I guess since we were talking about the elders last, let's start from here.
Okay.
And then see where we take off.
Works for me.
Yeah, people hate series.
It's only sharing the Discord, not your actual screen.
No? Shit. Yeah, let me change it.
Shout out Kamui with the background noise. Maybe I should be the one to share my screen since I'm the one streaming it actually, but it depends on if it's like lagging on the share screen or not, but it should be fine. What's up, Martin Silva?
Better?
All better. All right. What do people hate yours in?
On JuubiTaz, and I'm back with another installment of the Why Do People Hate series, where I'll be tackling Old Man the Third. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, is actually one of the most polarizing...
Okay, can you pause it? And stop sharing your screen. And I'm only hearing it through your microphone, and I don't know why, and it sounds awful because of it, so I'll just, like, not do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I assume that's what was going on.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
So let me do it this. There we go. Okay. So which video was that? It was Hiruzen.
Why do people hate Hiruzen?
Yes. Yes.
I figured it's a logical transition from the two elders.
Hey everyone.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. It should be good. Everyone should be able to hear it.
On JuubiTaz, and I'm back with another installment of the Why Do People Hate series, where I'll be tackling Old Man the Third. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, is actually one of the most polarizing characters of the anime. And
now, to be fair, why do people hate the elders and why do people hate Hiruzen? Well, I feel like everyone here knows why, but it's about hearing the take and commenting on that, which would be the interesting part.
Funny thing is, most of the hatred harbored
That's a
against
good
stems
picture
from
for a
details
thumbnail.
about the story that were only revealed about him after his death. Hiruzen wasn't necessarily a bad person, but his incompetence or negligence, as well as how he was a pushover and allowed bad actors like Danzo and Orochimaru to get away with all sorts of crimes, has led to the third becoming one of the most hated characters in Naruto.
So I did comment on this last time with the Elders video. I don't remember you guys responding to it. I'm assuming we're all on the same page that one of Hiruzen's like major intentional flaws was that he was pushing all of the darkness onto Danzo and just only embracing the light instead of taking it both ways, and that's what led to Danzo being bad, etc., etc.
Yeah, we are kind of all in agreement on that.
Okay. I'm glad that you speak for Kamui. Let's keep going.
Now, he did die rectifying his mistakes with Orochimaru, so I won't dwell on that. But the rest is fair game, honestly. I'm only gonna present you guys with 2 exhibits instead of 4, but I believe that these 2 will be more than enough to...
Did you get that visual from AAVFX? Just a little shout about. Dope.
This is literally just some no copyright background
from
that I
probably AAVFX.
I
used it for the first why do people hate.
If this is your first rodeo, then be sure to subscribe. And other than that, let's jump straight to it. Exhibit A, Hiruzen's negligence of Naruto and the subsequent discrimination he'd face as a kid. Now this is one of the most popular reasons as to why people hate the third, and it's generated a lot of memes. Like seriously, a lot of fucking memes. A lot of people blame Hiruzen for Naruto's childhood or sad backstory, since, you know, he was the actor.
Bro, I just saw that. I just realized what this picture is. Oh my god, that is... That is... I want to use that meme format. That's hilarious.
I know.
Oh my god, I didn't realize until just now what I was looking at. That's unbelievable. I love that.
Kage at the time, and it's even worse when you consider the
What is this? What is this Blender 3D render of old man here? This is insane.
Kind of looks on point though.
Facts, yeah.
To take care of her son, almost like she foresaw the life he was destined to have. Now I know that a lot of people will say, it's just an anime scene, as if the Naruto anime is completely irrelevant if it's not manga canon. Even if we were to ignore what Kushina said,
fucking Kamui over here with that take.
Consider the anime extensions of canon scenes as filler, but whatever. If Kushina didn't tell Hiruzen verbatim to take care of Naruto, it's just logical for him to assume responsibility. Naruto's parents, one of which being the former Hokage, sacrificed themselves to save the village from the nine-tailed fox. And despite the fourth's wishes that Naruto would be revered as a hero, instead, Naruto was blamed for the fox's rampage, and he'd grow up facing discrimination and being alienated by the same villagers that he saved. Now, it's not like the third Hokage incited the villagers to hate Naruto, but as the current Hokage, he had the moral responsibility of protecting the fourth Hokage's kin.
Well, to be fair, everyone in the village is family to the Hokage. Therefore, Naruto was just wrong. He was never alone. Thoughts?
I mean, he was still ostracized. No?
There are no orphans in the Leaf Village. It's impossible.
They never showed him having anyone.
Well, no, JuubiTaz, he's right, because everyone is family to the third Hokage, so how could there be an orphan?
I guess you got me there.
Yeah. There you go.
Especially given Minato's sacrifice. I'd imagine that if the Hokage were to address his people and discourage them from shunning the Jinchuriki, then Naruto wouldn't face as much discrimination as he did. Now, you could say that there wasn't much that Hiruzen could do about it, since Jinchuriki faced discrimination in all of the other villages too. Well, here's another idea. After the news about Naruto being the Jinchuriki were leaked, Hiruzen could have attempted to do some damage control.
Okay, so this is unrelated to everything.
He did do that.
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll get to that, but like this is unrelated, but like obviously this is like a metaphorical Nine-Tails shadow. It's very great illustration. I love the visual here, cinematography. Hypothetically, let's just rewrite the scene to where this is real. How does this work? Kamui, your thoughts?
It would be
this has
kind
to
of
be
like
real, yeah.
I guess like Gaara's saying to where like you know how like Killer Bee could do like his 8 tails tentacles partial transformation there where you could just poop out the tentacles, or Fu could just kind of pop out her wings and stuff. So in this case, Naruto would just have like a partial transformation you can't control, probably at this point anyway. So it'd be kind of like Gaara's sand and those things to where it would just kind of come out. And whether or not we want to keep it as black, like Shikamaru's Shadow Possession, or if we want it to be like actual foxtail, is kind of relevant for the moment. But I think it would just kind of come out, and then like Naruto, I guess in this, everyone would be afraid when it comes out here, and then Naruto would just be crying. It's like, oh, my foxtails came out again.
Okay, yours might be better than mine. Mine might be way better than yours. Mine is way more ridiculous than yours, so yours is more grounded. I had a completely different idea. So mine wasn't even going to be the nine-tailed fox necessarily at all. Rather, it's not a shadow of Tails. This is a shadow of the God Tree's flower petals blocking the sun as Naruto's facing it and the villagers are looking at Naruto. And then obviously the omnipotence would mean that everyone forgot this happened. Thoughts?
Well, for early part 1 Naruto flashbacks, I'm definitely going to go in favor of mine. Now, for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, hypothetically, then we could get into yours.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. JuubiTaz, did you have one?
I think just like the Virgin One Cloak chakra, you could just have something like that.
Okay, so yeah, a lot
Just
closer
mine.
to Kamui's in that case. It's kind of, if anything, it is kind of closer to the V2, considering the blood somehow made the chakra darker in color. It's more blackish red than red.
Well, you know, like the thing one of the first things that came to my mind is, do you remember the scene when Gaara kills Dosu and Gaara's like, you know, like when the moon is full and all that, and you see like the shadows of Shukaku's like body growing as he's just going full humongous Gamabunta-sized Shukaku and Dosu for some reason, but you can see like the shadows and they have that like spiky little flowy look and all that. So that's kind of what this reminded me of. It's like obviously it doesn't work from this angle, but if you change the angle in some way, you could get those black shadows with like Naruto, just little baby Naruto, and these gigantic foxtails.
I love it. I do think
so
it's...
all right. Okay, really stupid question, but I gotta ask it. So, you know how for Gaara, the whole thing is like, first of all, he can't sleep. And when it's a full moon, that's when Shukaku comes out, and it's when he's at his strongest. Hypothetically, for Naruto being the polar opposite of Gaara, should Kurama come out on the sunniest day of the year? This works extra well considering Baryon mode and the sun nuclear fusion tie-ins. So, like, Kurama could be, like, sun-related.
Or it could be
like out of the sunniest day of the year.
It could be foreshadowing for the yin yang version of Kurama as well.
Yeah, yes, and then the other half, especially because the other half that's in Minato could be like a full moon thing if it wanted, but like the darkest day that the new moon where there's just no moon. So on the summer solstice, that'd be June 21st. Like Naruto always loses control.
It's such a good parallel for Gaara. The one day of the year he just can't sleep.
No.
I thought
if the only way to stop Kurama from popping out is if Naruto does go to sleep. It's the opposite. Yes, if he stays awake, Kurama comes out.
Oh, this also works with KCM being like a literal flashlight in this case as well.
Well, yeah, like, there's actually a lot of like sun references with Kurama, visually, metaphorically, and like I said, Boruto with the nuclear fusion stuff with Baryon mode. So, like, I am pulling it out of my ass as a goofy thing to quote unquote parallel Gaara, but it actually does work for Kurama, just given what they've done. Or, for example, Naruto's talking to the Raikage about the two suns thing, and he's got his mom and his dad, and what do you know? Naruto's bright orange like a sun.
Now, I could have sworn there was somewhere where
he's got the sun seal on his hand.
I could have sworn there was somewhere where like darkness shrouded chakra was leaking out of someone in a filler or movie or something. I can't seem to find it looking up Naruto black chakra on Google Images, but I did find...
What do you mean by that?
I don't remember. It could just be some metaphorical Nine-Tails inside internal thing that happened at some point.
Well, like, as an example, that is probably not what you're talking about, but it does fit what you're talking about description-wise, is when, right before, in episode 167, before Naruto walks up to Kurama to do the seal, Kurama opens up Naruto's belly seal and just spits out all this black stuff, and it just comes all over the ground.
So I'm not thinking like pure pitch black. I'm thinking like almost like a fog kind of thing. But I don't remember where or when or what this is.
So it surrounds the person, and then what happens?
No, it doesn't surround. It's like leaking out of them and like falling to the ground. But I don't remember at all what this is. What's up?
Do you think it could have been the Shippuden opening for like the Kage arc?
Could have been something
If
like
I
that as well. I don't think that's
Another
what I'm
thing I
thinking
was
of.
thinking of is
Thinking of, like, a part
something
one
from
thing.
the Chikara filler arc.
That
as
could
well.
maybe be it, but those are like black snakes that Naruto just pukes up. So I don't think that's it. But it's something like that for sure. But while looking for that, I did find this specific image of the God Tree. Tell me this isn't like a practically 1-for-1 perfect idea of what this shadow would look like based on the...
I mean, it's definitely what you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that just works perfectly. Like, but those two battles back to back, you got yourself a story right there.
There's a what-if for you, right?
Okay.
News about Naruto being the Jinchuriki were leaked, Hiruzen could have attempted to do some damage control by revealing that Naruto was the famed Yellow Flash's son, the hero of the village. I know the excuse given for that is that Minato had a lot of enemies, and revealing that Naruto was his son could put a target on his back. But Naruto already had a target on him.
What is this illustration? Is this official?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. This is cool. I wonder what the 5 is referencing here. He almost looks like he has like the Baryon mode symbol, but not really. It looks cool. I like this. But anyways.
Naruto was his son could put a target on his back. But Naruto already had a target on his back. All Jinchuriki do. At least that way he could have saved face with the villagers, considering that the villagers idealized Minato. But no, that part had to remain a secret. And to make matters worse,
I would actually give a counter to that logic. Now, I understand it's not going to be like perfect by any means, but just as a couple of examples, everyone knew Gaara was the Kazekage's child, and that definitely didn't help. And I think everyone knew B was the right Kage A's partner, but that didn't mean anything until over time when B eventually just kind of won everyone over anyway. But it doesn't seem like, oh, Naruto's the son of the 4th Hokage. I don't think the villagers care. Just based off Gaara's situation, based off B's situation, probably other situations. For all we know, Yagura was getting criticized even while he was the freaking Mizukage. So I'm not sure if that would have even been helpful.
Is the what I was trying to say is that of course it's not gonna like stop any discrimination he's gonna get, but like when everyone's talking shit about him, they're always like, oh, this kid, he's so troublesome, why do they even let him around? They don't know anything about him except that he's the Jinchuriki. So like if they know his story, that oh well, he's the Jinchuriki because like the 4th Hokage, the man we idealized, left him to like find something to seal the 9 tails, maybe they'd be like less inclined to be less of dicks, maybe.
Well, they know that much. They just don't know that it's the Minato's literal son.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think you're putting too much faith into these people. These are bad people living in Konoha. I think it's going to have the adverse effect, actually, to where they're going to see Naruto and think he should be something more than what he is and look at him as even more of a failure.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you're the son of Minato and you're this much of a failure, or you killed your father kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Like, that's honestly
going to the
speaking,
Daigo right there.
I actually agree. I think it would only amplify because first of all, you're the reason Minato's dead. Oh, you bet your ass. The freaking guy throwing the mask at Naruto is saying that shit. And then just all people like Neji even. I know Neji's not gonna care really in any capacity in this regard, but like people with that mindset be like, you're a failure. Like, really? It's not just being, oh, you're a no one. It's like, you're Minato's son, and you're this bad. I think he's going to get extra flack from his teachers, and Naruto's just going to get extra pissed about it and misbehave even more.
Yeah. So
I mean, I think one thing I didn't think about enough is that these people don't really bother to distinguish between the Jinchuriki and the tailed beast sealed within them. Kurama's Naruto, the Eight Tails is B, the Shukaku is Gaara.
Yeah, Mizuki was saying that he's a Nine-Tails brat. To be fair, I don't think Swag Kage's interpretation that continued in the series is necessarily what Kishimoto was going with. Like later on in Shippuden, when Kurama's like, use my power, Naruto, ... our power, ... I don't think
Kurama manipulating, though.
Exactly.
Like,
he's not calling Naruto the Nine-Tails brat.
Doing.
Yeah, it's
like...
I think that's really not a thing after episode 1, because it's like asking the question, is Naruto the Nine-Tails brat? No, he's not. Okay, knowing that, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not to say that, like, the average bozo asshole villager isn't thinking like Mizuki. Because, for example, you get a couple of scenes with Ebisu at episode 2, and then he reflects on it in the tuning exams and later on the pain arc. So it's not to say that, like, no other villager thought that way. It's just not the main focus. Because again, the question was answered. Naruto answered it, or / Iruka, in episode 1, basically reaffirmed it episode 2, and then they used Ebisu a couple of other times to kind of show the villager's progress as, you know, time progresses for Naruto. So it's like, yeah, it's not really the story's focus, even if it's tactically there. You know, yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree.
It's not just for Naruto, it's for the audience as well. Obviously for the audience, but for Naruto specifically, I think that's where it's a little bit more interesting. Because in episode 1, we don't know Naruto yet. We haven't got 700 episodes with him. We've seen a couple minutes of him. As far as we know, Naruto, based on his personality and the little that we do know, he could just succumb to being the Nine-Tails because he believes he's a Nine-Tails brat, assuming that Iruka doesn't tell him, convinces him that he's not. Mizuki could
especially
have
if you've read the pilot chapter and Naruto is a demon fox in that pilot chapter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
But anyway, yeah, honestly though, even though I actually would agree that honestly telling everyone who Naruto is in relation to Minato might just be bad on all fronts, Minato's enemies aside, at the very least, I don't think it's helping. It didn't help B, it didn't help Gaara. Why would it magically help Naruto when there's even arguments to say that it would actually just be worse for him?
And you know what? No matter how you hypothetically might see it, Danzo is definitively gonna spin it into being a bad thing. So it's not worth it no matter what.
Because that's what he did anyway. In one of the novels, it's revealed that Danzo's the one who told everyone that Naruto's a Jinchuriki in the first place. And that's where Hiruzen's damage control does come in. He made everyone swear an oath to not talk about it. Yeah. And Mizuki was basic, because even like the freaking random bozo lady villagers are just like, you know, I heard he's the... You're not allowed to talk about that. Like, they're taking it seriously. Except for Mizuki, who's like, oh, let me go tell Naruto.
Yeah.
I got a different video we can react to if you guys want.
But we haven't even finished this.
I mean, are we gonna at this rate? How long has it been paused?
Well,
probably an hour.
Less than we would have usually expected from us.
Wow.
Okay, well, here we go.
Didn't even tell Naruto who his parents were, or that he hosted the Nine-Tails. So Naruto had no idea why he was orphaned, who his parents were, and why he was shunned by the villagers. It's not to say that all the blame lies on the third Hokage's shoulders. Jiraiya and Kakashi should have revealed the information to Naruto, and they could have been more present in his childhood. But it's the Hokage's responsibility more than anyone else's, especially given the connection between him and Naruto's father. Yes, he had his busy Hokage's schedule, but the fourth Hokage's son being treated like a pariah should be a priority. In other words, he could have done better. Also, looking into Naruto's early life, where Hiruzen basically gives him a check every month and then just lets him be, I know that this is just filler, but if this is representative of how his childhood was as an orphan, then you can see why the third gets so much shit. Naruto desperately needed a parental figure or just someone to give him company. Though I suppose you could give Hiruzen some credit considering that he's the one that paired Naruto up with Iruka, and explained to Iruka Naruto's situation so that Iruka was more sympathetic to the latter.
That's the thing. Hiruzen doesn't just know about Naruto. He knows about every academy student in depth to pair them all up accordingly. Like, he's always watching, even if he's not present from their perspective in their lives. So I think he is good as a
he's got
family
his
member.
orb, right? He just sits down and watches through it.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
He sees
whatever
everything.
works. So he knows when things are and aren't in danger. I mean, he knew when Naruto was going to the scroll. Ignore how, but he did.
He knew when everything got resolved.
Yeah.
He told everyone to just stay home.
A deadbeat wouldn't have known Naruto was going to the scroll. You know what? Not even Teuchi knew at that moment Naruto was going to that scroll. So who's the real father figure here? It's going too far, but... Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird, like you were saying earlier, that people like blame Hiruzen but don't blame people like Kakashi or whoever. Like, even...
Jiraiya.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hate them just as much if we're gonna say that. Sure, Hiruzen has more responsibility, but then Kakashi and Jiraiya don't have their responsibility erased if you're gonna use that logic, which is why I don't think you should use that logic. No, you just hate them slightly less. So there you go.
Basically.
Yeah.
And Iruka saved Naruto from the loneliness. So credits due where credits due, but still, the third Hokage could have definitely done more for Naruto. Exhibit B, Danzo. Yeah, that name alone should be enough. Probably the biggest reason as to why the third Hokage faces backlash is because of his shadow Hokage, or rival. One that was an egomaniac and whose scandals have created disasters and lifelong enemies for the Hidden Leaf.
And like I was saying last time as well, Hiruzen failed where Naruto succeeded, with his shadow Hokage being Sasuke, who's a rival, just like Danzo with Hiruzen, but like in a obviously much different light.
After Hiruzen was
Isn't actively working against you.
Exactly. And for all the reasons thereof that are obvious.
the next Hokage, Hiruzen felt sympathetic to his friend, and in order to appease him, he permitted Danzo to create the Root, or the Foundation, a ruthless subdivision of the Anbu under Danzo's exclusive...
I'll also say that's also where Hashirama failed, to just show the like history, lineage, history repeating itself, etc. All that generational theme, but yeah.
Control. Hiruzen's carte blanche to Danzo and his ignorance of the Foundation's questionable activities meant that Danzo could do basically whatever the fuck he wanted with little to no accountability. Danzo started acting like he's above the law, and he'd remain a problem well after the third Hokage's death. Hiruzen's fault was his naivete in believing that Danzo actually had the Leaf's best interest in mind. The Root would go on to unleash terror, with their nefarious meddling in foreign affairs and their ongoing missions of either abducting children or carrying out assassination attempts, one of which was carried out against Hiruzen himself in the anime.
That's so funny, bro. Yeah.
The anime really brings out the
bro, this is like the best Danzo scene ever. Look at that smirk as he's turning around in the Hokage chair.
It's like, bro's so happy to just, yeah, I just killed my best friend. No remorse. This scene, I have to admit, this is like one of the most scumbaggy Danzo could ever get. Like, scenes. It's like, bro, he's your friend. I don't care. It's just, and it's not like Sasuke where he's like sad and it's like, not until I have to kill you in order to get stronger so I can be an Avenger. It's just Danzo's just like, yeah, I finally killed my best friend. No, I'm Hokage.
And then Hiruzen walking in being a savage, but in the most low-key manner possible, to be more like a disappointed father than anything, which makes it somehow even more savage. It's like, that's so good. Natsu's like, oh yeah, we're good.
and then Hiruzen just like, ahem. And the Dutch was like, what? You're alive? Oh, I was just keeping your seat warm.
Yeah, no.
I think there's like funny going on here.
He starts shitting his pants, loses his cockiness.
I mean, like I said, at the very least, it's something you could do. You just have to make a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Hiruzen caught Danzo red-handed for treason, trying to kill the Hokage, he still let him walk, asking him in return to do everything he can to protect the leaf. You can only imagine what Hiruzen's reaction would have been if he saw what Danzo did when Pain invaded the village. So much for always having the leaf's best interest in mind. Danzo was a cancer, plain and simple. And considering that Hiruzen...
You know what? I hate to pause it, but like you said, we can only imagine. Well, we can do a little bit more than imagine. We could talk. So, Kamui, what do you think Hiruzen's reaction would have been if he saw what Danzo did during the Pain invasion? How would he react?
Disappointed father.
I don't. He should be like, "Oh, Danzo, you're fired."
Fired?
I mean, maybe he
like,
would have tried to. The problem is, it's hard to imagine him trying to talk him into it. You feel like he'd just be like, I don't know.
You're like, that's Danzo.
Like, Danzo, we got more pressing issues, but then that's the point of why he's doing it. So I was like, I feel like Danzo would be the one berating Hiruzen in this case.
That's actually true though, because that's really more their personalities. Yeah. Danzo would be berating Hiruzen, not the other way around.
I guess that's the reaction. Hiruzen gets berated. That's his reaction.
Was the actor
Hiruzen would try to say something and Danzo would just be like, shut up.
Literally, yeah.
Of terror makes him partially responsible for it. It was the same problem that he'd had with Orochimaru. Hiruzen was far too soft, and he knew that was his weakness. Too lenient, too forgiving, so he thought that he'd balance out his gentler approach to conflict with Danzo's darker methods.
Interesting,
Kinda
yeah,
like
that's
a good cop, bad
nice
cop routine. However, Danzo wasn't interested in any sort of alliance. He was still jealous of the third, so he tried to undermine him at every turn. And Danzo will damage the leaf village if doing so benefits him.
Okay, real quick. This picture reminds me of from Call of Duty Zombies. A picture of Richtofen versus Maxis. I don't know if I'll be able to find it off the top of my head. I'm gonna try though. Rivalry would be the word. I think he's like doing the middle finger at him at some point in time. But I don't think I'm gonna find it here. Darn it. Let's try. Type that in. No, well, it's out there somewhere. So if someone can find it, let me know. I think it might be actually the thumbnail of that 1 6-hour zombie lore explained video. So COD zombie story explained 6 hours, I guess. And there's so many of them now that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find the OG. So many people just made their own, so okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it right now, but it's somewhere out there. So if someone can find it, that'd be freaking awesome if you could post in the Discord. Space, I leave it up to you. Oh, is this it? Oh, okay, it's okay. I guess this is it. Oh my god. Okay, okay. So I don't think this is what I was thinking of because I remember it being way higher quality than this, but it kind of reminds me of this.
Just like you.
There's no way this is it. If anything, I'm pretty sure it was the other way around, to where instead of Maxis being in the foreground, it's Richtofen being in the foreground, but still on the right side, and Max is on the... Anyways, this is the closest that I think I'm going to get to it right now. 4 hours, 9 years ago. Maybe this is it. It's a re-upload of the video, so maybe the redone thumbnail. I don't know. Anyways. No, but it definitely reminds me of this.
Hiruzen should have never trusted. Now, I won't lump the third into the same bracket as these two hags, since he at least recognized what a monster Danzo was, and he ordered him to disband the root after finding out about the massacre in the anime. But Danzo should have been stripped off of any sort of title or power he had. And then there's some that implicate Hiruzen in the Uchiha massacre even further.
Why'd you ask the reaction thing anyways? What is this video saying?
Let's find out.
It does seem like Hiruzen wasn't prepared, and was kinda like a deer in the headlights when it came to dealing with the Uchiha coup d'etat. And a lot of fans believe that the 4th Hokage would have been more competent dealing with that situation. But to
I
be
love
fair,
this scene,
it's
by
not
the
an
way.
easy situation to handle.
Not this one.
Especially for someone like Hiruzen.
That's not
with
real.
The hardliner geezers of the Leaf on one
Well,
side,
it's real.
and the growingly
What
dissatisfied
is
and
this
resentful
background?
Uchiha on the other.
It's from the legend AAVFX. I'm glad you pointed it out, Sarah. That's hilarious.
Lovely stuff.
If you can guess, Sauron, one of the lovely individuals in this call right now pointed it out earlier.
Oh,
Any ideas on
look
who
at
that may or may not be?
Was it not you?
Oh, how'd you know? Okay.
Clan had been harboring a grudge against
No,
the
real
Leaf
quick.
village
Yeah.
I thought of this because of that last Hiruzen PNG that was just on the screen. What if the reason Hiruzen took so long to do the negotiations, he kept smoking his stupid pipe? He's getting high.
And he was just really high, bro.
He doesn't even think of anything.
His
He's just like,
assistant comes in.
Maybe I should just like have more for dinner. You think that would work, Biwako?
Yeah, bro, like, the day comes around, Fugaku strictly, sternly, promptly, to the dot on time, he's just sitting there like, where's
He's like, oh,
Hiruzen?
just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right there.
Here's like,
Whoa.
can we do it tomorrow?
The
Hiruzen
room is
just,
How's
like
next
spinning.
Tuesday looking for you?
The room is
Hiruzen just
spinning.
sleeps in, and you're just like, I'm massacring this village. Like, they're toying with me. And Hiruzen's just like, oh, Itachi, can you buy some more time?
Hiruzen's unironically adding more fuel to the resentment fire.
He's the reason they want to do the coup d'etat.
That's why he's been blowing off the negotiations.
Yes.
On the other, the clan had been harboring a grudge against the
Okay,
Leaf
also
and
real quick, I'm sorry about So, fan arts like this make me think that Danzo just doesn't have an eye here. Like, it looks so sunken in. Am I wrong?
Well, to be
Or-
fair, before he took Shizui's eye, he might not have had an eye.
I mean,
Or at least before the Sharingan, before Shizui's eye.
No, I think he definitely did have an eye. 'Cause
Well,
I'm pretty sure he already had the Sharingan from Orochimaru at that point. He just replaced that one.
the point is, at
With-
some point, he didn't have an eye.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah.
fair enough. Unless it's gonna be like a baby tooth situation where like the eye inside like pushes the other eye out of the way.
resentful Uchiha
You-
on the
I want a
other.
Danzo manga.
Oh god, that'd be great. Yeah. So, in 10
Yeah,
years
it'll
when we get
explain
another
it-
Naruto poll, we'll
It would
vote for Danzo.
explain his it would explain his massive descent into madness and pure racism. Sorry, clanism. And why he hated the Uchiha so much. After
I would like a
the death of
Danzo,
Tobirama.
Orochimaru, and Zabuza, one shots.
I don't actually want a Dazabiza.
I
don't
want
actually want
Zabuza's
a
coup
Danzo
d'etat
manga.
story.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Danzo manga would be interesting.
Give me freaking
Zabuza
Yager at that
manga.
point.
See a Yagura manga for sure.
Both of them. All of them.
That's the problem. There's too many characters we need one for. It's like we need like 50 one-shot chapters.
Mm-mm-mm.
More like 100.
Literally, yeah.
More like all of 400 entries.
Yeah.
I want a
Even an entry for the women that Dry spies on.
Bro, I still can't believe how many votes Kohada got.
I want a Konomaharu manga.
Oh, please. But let's, well, actually, As long as it's not written by
manga.
Ikimoto.
Konohamaru.
Bring Kodachi back. He's not drawing, writing Boruto anymore. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Konohamaru manga by Kishimoto.
Or
Yes.
what happened to those? What did those manga artists that did like Sasuke Retsuden and stuff do, or the Mirai manga? What do they do now?
I don't know what they're doing now.
Yeah.
They're just unemployed.
I mean, I'd love it if they just drew the Boruto do Blue Vortex manga.
I would like them to just be assistants. That'd be great.
Hey,
I
have
feel
them write more.
I feel like Shisuko Kumura could be like a really good like assistant artist to Ikimoto. We'd actually get double page spreads. They would be such a great duo together.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, because I do like Ikimoto's art style. The art's just kind of like
It depends. No.
It
I like
la-
this art style when he draws either Amado or Boruto. The two characters he draws infinitely, and Koji probably too. The characters he draws infinitely more detail for, and then you just see freaking this. Hold on, it's probably an intro topic somewhere here, where there's this side by side with freaking this terrible, low quality ass Inoji and Hibawari drawing that's just into Blue Vortex. You know, the high quality manga. He just has a mix of all these things.
Mhm.
Where is
I will
this?
say, in regards to like his Sasuke and Boruto, they're really good. I do like them, but I do think that he makes them mug too much.
Sorry,
Like
look what I just put in chat.
they're constantly posing for like a magazine and making that very like mog face.
Yeah.
Especially Boruto.
So sorry,
now.
what I put in chat is I think chapter 11 to be fair. But tell me this doesn't look like it's straight out of the Chibi manga.
Are you gonna show me that one Himawari one?
Yeah. Well, not the Himawari one, but I have that as well. But there's
It's Boruto.
It's not
Where am I
just the
looking?
head and compared to the other rest of the body. It's the arms as well. Ugh.
Oh wait, that's so
God.
long ago. Let's not look at that.
Okay. As if the Himawari one isn't like as long ago.
So like there's
Here's a
so
reason.
much wrong with there's a lot wrong with this. Like there's a lot. I can't believe this actually got like published.
I know.
Like this is so not good.
I know. Here's a more recent
There's so much wrong with that.
Can't find my Inojin thing, but I can just find it in the manga.
thing. Sure.
This
Go to
is
the chapter.
fine. This is fine.
It's not the worst, but there's
It's
obviously
okay.
as a close-up, it doesn't have a lot of detail. It looks like it's a far-away shot. But there's obviously a lot worse ones. That's just like a random one. So it's not even one that I'm choosing necessarily because it's bad.
Man, that Boruto one looks like an off model drawing from the anime.
What if I go
Ay,
to
ay, ay.
the mistakes tab? Because there's plenty of stuff in here.
But you want to know something odd? Ikimoto's art was so like inconsistent in like the first 11 chapters of the manga. I mean, it was inconsistent for a while, but specifically for the first 11 chapters, he'd have some really good drawings and then some really poor ones. It was
Why are
such
you
a
saying that?
bizarre
Like that
thing,
isn't still true in Two Blue Vortex.
because there is no really poor drawings on average anymore.
Yeah, there are.
That's
You're not
a
gonna. Okay, look.
lie.
Here.
Hey,
Let me just take a couple screenshots. This will be like just a couple pages apart.
By the way, JuubiTaz, I'm sorry we're doing this during your reaction, but to be fair, this is every reaction that we do. So. I promise we're taking it seriously. By the way, I titled the stage 2.png just because that's what I titled the thumbnail when I was making the file before stream.
Oh, no.
It's like the way he draws
Okay,
Himawari and Inojin
by the way,
compared
you're
to Amado
putting that in
chat.
Boruto topics, I just want to say, I can see it on my screen, but I don't think so.
Oh, whoops! I thought that was in chat. Whoops.
I'll
Okay.
just delete it from Boruto topics. You got it.
Okay, just all right. Put it in chat for me.
Oh well, I already deleted it, so I can't do that.
Okay. Well, he just posted a great Mitsuki one. And then
Yeah. So just
just like the way he like Amado has infinitely more detail than like these other characters.
Sauron, thoughts?
No,
Like,
that's true.
honestly,
but those drawings aren't. There's nothing wrong with those drawings, though.
It's
They're
not
just...
that it's wrong. It's just that it's not that good compared. Like, and these are like this isn't like the most amazing Abado drawing of all time or anything. Like,
he definitely has his preferred characters that he gives a lot more attention to.
Yeah, Boruto, Abado. Kawaki is 50-50. He either makes Kawaki perfect or awful, I feel like.
The main problem with Kawaki on average is his hair.
He does Mitsuki as bad as Inojin 90% of the time.
Yeah, and then he'll have like one really good Mitsuki out of nowhere. Like,
for me, the problem is it looks so blurry for some reason. I don't know why.
I wish I could find the original podcast topic. I might have got deleted, but somewhere I had a side by side with this like thing that had Himori Inojin versus some Naruto panel, and like the first thing I was looking at, I was like, why does it just look like it's just low quality?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's Viz, but then I saw someone on Twitter like like yesterday or today or something post about like, oh yeah, like the detail in the volumes is so much better, blah blah blah. And I was just looking at the pictures, I was like, no, it looks the same as the Viz. It just looks like it's like it looks to me like you had this blurry image and you AI upscaled it and it's like a little bit weird or something. It just gives me that vibe. Probably. I don't, there's something about it. Like, these just don't look like they're good quality.
More crisp, more clear.
Yeah, there's something weird about it. And I don't know what it is. Like, some of these images, they just look odd. And I'm like, well, given, especially if you look at, I feel like this wasn't the case. I could just be remembering wrong. I feel like this wasn't the case during, like, the Ishiki arc and stuff. I feel like he always had a shitload of detail on his images. Even if people thought the art style was weirder, compared to Naruto, but like it always had detail. So I don't know.
JuubiTaz, thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I prefer Kishimoto quite a bit more.
Yeah.
I think even his design of adult Naruto is better, and I think Ikimoto's is fine. The anime they really could have done adult Naruto better, in my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah. I love Naruto's design in Naruto the Last, but then Sasuke obviously takes the cake there. The short hair just worked. I liked the short hair. It just felt good going in the movie.
I mean, I like all the Kishimoto designs for them.
Kishimoto is the GOAT.
Literally.
I will say, adult Naruto and Boruto is probably one of Ikimoto's better Naruto character designs, like that, going into Boruto, to where everyone knows Sasuke was famously bad at the beginning, and then obviously later on, I think Sasuke looks good as well. But some other characters looked like, I hate Boruto manga Hinata. I hate her. I was like, it just looks wrong. You look at how similar Naruto looks, and he's like a Hinata, and you're just like, who is she? No wonder they're calling her his wife. Doesn't even look like Hinata.
That reminds me.
You guys want to listen?
Yeah. What's up?
JuubiTaz, one video you can ask them to react to is your why do fans hate Naruto, especially the comments, since they are very interesting. That's what Space said.
Okay, interesting.
Anyways, this was lots of fun, you two, like always, for me. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Kamui, real quick. Look at how big Zappa's sword is here in this battle. It's insane.
I know, bro. His sword is huge.
It makes
a lot of panels
sense, bro. It's way too big. And remember, this sword fits on people's backs.
Yeah, well, Samus is pretty hunched over there, so he's pretty tall.
Okay. I was just saying. But yeah.
Now we gotta go get a panel of Suigetsu holding it for comparison.
Okay, sure. Oh, that's wait, what is the name of the sword? Execute. I'll just do that. The sword has like 10 different names.
To the left there, top left.
This really.
The handle looks way shorter there. Go to the top
Yeah.
left,
Well, here's
top left,
Juzo
top
Biwa.
left.
Okay. Well, to be fair, it goes off screen. We don't know how much it is, but
Yeah.
this is like a foreshortening shot, so I don't think this counts. But
Yeah, this one looks huge.
I know, yeah. This is a good example to see it's not as long as it should be. The handle. But yeah, just in general. I think that's really all we see of it. Anyways, is that our cue to end as well?
Yeah, well, probably. Did you want to do a movie?
Not at 4 a.m. We'll do 2 movies tomorrow. To make up for it.
This was a train wreck. We didn't cover any of the topics we want to talk
I
about.
know. Hey, let's finish JuubiTaz's video real quick.
On the other, the clan had
yeah.
been harboring a grudge against the Leaf Village since the days of the second Hokage, and ever since the
I'm not
Nine-Tails
hearing
incident,
anything.
tensions between the Leaf and the
Oops.
Uchiha.
Yeah, I'll go back even.
To handle, especially for someone like Hiruzen, with the hardliner
There you
users
go.
of the Leaf on one side and the growingly dissatisfied and resentful Uchiha on the other. The clan had been harboring a grudge against the Leaf Village since
Man,
the
I
days of
wonder
the
why
second
people hate
Hokage, and ever
Hiruzen.
since the Nine-Tails incident, the tensions between the Leaf and the Uchiha was heightened. And for someone like Hiruzen, who was a people pleaser and a bit of a
This
pushover,
music
it was
sounds hilarious sped up with it.
between the Leaf and the Uchiha.
Hey, Kamui, since when is Shikamaru Uchiha?
Take a screenshot. Shikamaru Uchiha. Wow, this looks too funny.
Where is intro topics? Right there. Okay. And then I'll even
Uchiha was the Village
Take the
since the days of the
previous
second Hokage, and ever since the
panel
Nine-Tails
for the-
incident,
I say
the tensions
panel,
between the Leaf and the Uchiha was heightened. And for someone like Hiruzen, who was a people pleaser and a bit of a pushover,
even
it
there,
was
you can't even tell this is the Uchiha place. But whatever.
Yeah.
Shikamaru Uchiha.
Also, heroine.
an unwinnable situation. Even when he was revived as a reanimated shinobi, Hiruzen blamed himself for the current state of affairs and says that he
That's something we also should have got. Danzo is in Edo Tensei. To be fair, he was just in the story, but he was also not in the story for long.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's realistically why they didn't do him.
Same
But
with
like,
Kisame,
yeah. As cool as it would have been, it's kind of like, all right, like you literally just killed him.
I mean, they already had too much as it was, so adding more is not the thing.
I know. I mean, to be
Danzo
fair
would-
though, if you're gonna remove Kinkaku and Genkaku and replace it with Kisame and Danzo, maybe you know, Sebi Konan.
darkness of the village. So regardless of how you look at it, whether you think that the third was just a naive fool that let Danzo do whatever the fuck he wanted, or whether you think he was more complicit than that and actually needed Danzo's help, he shares responsibility for Danzo's actions. And he's part of the reason why Danzo had the degree of control in the first place. It's also the Hokage's responsibility to prevent these bad actors from rising up in the first place. And the fact that he actually helped prep him up is even worse. Danzo's the reason for Sasuke and Nagato's grudge against the village. Or
So,
the
okay. This is a very small distinction. You may disagree, and I'm refusing to elaborate. I wouldn't say Hiruzen's responsible for Danzo's actions, but he is to blame for them.
I agree. Well, Hiruzen feels responsible, but I'm
Okay.
not gonna say he
Yeah.
is responsible for his actions.
Yes, he is at fault, not at responsibility. Whatever term that would be.
He's not even. I wouldn't even say he's at fault. It's more just like
That's fair.
he could have done more, but it's not like I'm not blaming Hiruzen for Danzo's bullshit. I'm blaming Danzo.
Yeah.
You
To
know,
be fair, I was
like-
just using a synonym for the previous words I was using, but
Yeah.
The former swore to destroy the leaf, and the latter did just that. And in the Itachi novel, it was revealed that Danzo released the information that Naruto was the Jinchuriki, which led to
He's
the
talking on the
ostracization,
thing!
all thanks to the third's naivete. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, is one of the most hated characters, and it's mostly due to Naruto's childhood and Danzo's influence. Hiruzen was a kind man, and I believe he did have a good heart, but he may have been too much of a pushover to become the Hokage, and a bit incompetent at his job sometimes. Anyways, I believe those are the most popular reasons as to why people hate Hiruzen. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the...
yeah. Okay. Also, editing and marketing resume had a addition to the previous point. So he says, I'm curious on your thoughts on this. He says, Sasuke was friends with Shino and Kiba. He never saw Naruto as a friend, but he probably read about Indra and Ashura on the tablet. There's a lot to address there. Take it away, Kamui.
Well, I suppose in this case, he must have, in this hypothetical, he would have seen Shino or Kiba as Ashura. So maybe that's why he was so mad in the Sasuke retrieval arc. He's like, Naruto, you weren't the one who was supposed to come. Shino, that's the one I wanted to cut down. Even though he and I never said it. We were best friends.
Naruto, when I told you I was shaking with excitement, it was because I wanted to fight someone else, not you. I was actually shaking of anger.
He's like, Naruto, when I said you're one of the ones I want to fight the most, I was talking to Shino, who's right behind
you. Oh my god. Now that's a plot twist. Way better than the omnipotence plot twist.
I've seen so many, every time I see like there's been so many Twitter posts I've seen will be like the best plot twist of this generation, and like of course they always rank omnipotence as number one. And there's been so many times I start typing up like why it's not a plot twist, and I'm just like, let me just delete this. Like I just don't.
You should just link your video about it. Just say nothing.
Just like, I should link whatever the original one is when you explained it.
Yeah, literally. Speaking of which, I still need to go find that.
Twisting the plot. It's just doing what was set up in an unexpected way.
Yeah.
Like, this is how plot twists work. Everyone just, if anything they didn't expect to happen happens, they call it a plot twist. Like, OMG, Ryu being born, that's a plot twist. No, it's not. It's just a new thing.
Oh no.
Like, Amado had limiters on Kawaki, that's not a plot twist. It's just a new tidbit of information.
Yeah.
You weren't led to believe that Kawaki was stronger than normal. He's only getting his ass beat. Like,
that is exactly 4 hours. I think that's a good note to go out on.
yeah.
Okay. We won't be back tomorrow, but we'll be back at some point at the latest Monday. So yeah.
Yeah.
We failed, over and out.
I love that new outro. Just we failed. It just progressively got shorter and became we failed.